All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, massive respect to you a lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the way. So as you saw by the title, we're going to be discussing Jamaica's questionable squad selection policies. All right, because over the years, we have always looked at how we can advance and do better as a One Jamaica policy. But over the years, we have always heard people saying that the local talents did more for Jamaica or the overseas talents did more for Jamaica. And we have always questioned things and asked how we could strike the success, not the right balance. All right, the success. So over the years, you have heard that this is what happened and this is what happened, and it and that's what causing the problem. Well, no, we're getting it much clearer. We had heard Mr. Vin Blaine came out again after me saying that I heard him said certain things, but now it should be fresh in you guys' memories because he brought it back up. We have that recording. We're going to play it. So that's from the side of the Reggae Girlz. And then yesterday, Mr. Speid spoke out on the situation. Completely different. Mr. Speid is explaining things because maybe in his time it's a little bit different as to how persons can enforce things. Maybe in the time of Mr. Vin Blaine, him had more power than how Mr. Speid can enforce things. All right, so that is where the basis of that conversation will take place. If you want, you can always call in on the phone line, or if you're re-watching the video, you can leave a comment and I will definitely try and chop it up right there. This video is structured to go 1 hour maximum, but if it goes behind that, it can't pass the 2 hour mark. All right, so happy new year for all of you guys, and as you know, we are always trying to lead towards some level of understanding at the end of the videos. So hopefully we can use this year to make it at least achievable. Okay, all right, so let me try and give some people some big up before we get straight into the conversation. So we have Juras in the house, we have One Love, massive respect, the Prez in the building, Joseph Brown, massive respect, Sakpasa, Jason Ferran in the building, Omar Fowling, and we have RR in the building. Massive respect for all of you guys. All right, so let me start with Mr. Rudolph Speid. Mr. Rudolph Speid came out yesterday on a program on our platform as well, which is the YouTube space. Stated that there still is a quota system enforced by others, not just himself, because obviously Mr. Speid had explained why they signed these guys. They had known about their vision and explained his vision. So I do believe that Mr. Speid's vision are actually learned what will bring success for Jamaica, and i.e. improved his status as a individual in around Jamaica, is to bring in the best players available. So he made sure to try and clear himself right there to say that this is not my vision, but this is the persons that want to vote, saying that it should stay as a quota system. So you have limited amount of overseas persons that can be on the rosters, i.e. around the 7 mark. All right, but if the coach insists and brought valuable proof to state that we can't do it with these guys, we need more of these guys, it could take under consideration to state that this is the way to go. All you guys look at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because we want to make sure we don't pass anything, because this has been a long time. I've been telling you that certain things will never change. You understand me? Even if some of the individuals changes, it will never change because you need more of the individuals to be enlightened. So I want to hear your take on that in the comment section and also in the live chat. All right, bless up Black Star Radio, and we have DNA. Massive respect. Let me move over to the detailing screen because we have some information on it as to how Jamaica performed over the years. Because the one thing about history, you can't just go there and rewrite it. It was written. So we have the information here to chop up things, to look at it in its entirety. All right. Yes. So that's what Mr. Speid said. My take to Mr. Speid. I do believe that he has come a long way. At first, he was one of them enforcing the quota rule to say that, oh, these guys is going to improve as individuals. But after a while, him getting the chance to see his players them and see the results coming forward, because he was basing most of those things on his success at the 15-year-old competition. But over the years, saw the youth 17s, youth 20s, girls and boys, youth 15s failed. Miserable with untrained players. All right, so he looked at it and said, okay, the best possible solution is to bring in someone to of high level of education to try and get the team good with the overall talent pool, but yet still leave something to educate the coaches and see, at the same time try to educate the youths them to see if we can improve the youths them. So I don't think Mr. Speid's main interest was to try and keep the quota going. That's what I've gotten from him. I think he wants to win and do it in a one Jamaica style, but yet still try to improve the locals at the same time, because that would have benefited him at his club Cavaliers. But he's not going to do it at the expense of Jamaica in its entirety. But it looks like the other guys that has the power to vote don't share the same sentiments, which I do believe that a lot of Jamaicans on the island shares the opposite sentiments as to Mr. Speid. And I've said that my entire Jamaican YouTube career. My reaction to that is to say that, because there's a lot coming up, guys, but let me just keep on clearing the bridges. All right, my reaction to direct that. What about I'm going to come to your comment, Jason. What about you going to, what about independence? It looks like, for me being here over the last 4 or 5 years, it looks like we are trying to harbor more weak-minded people. We are forcing weak-minded people in society. They should not go to school. They should not do nothing but to gain something, because the man have to literally be saying, these guys need to get at, they want these guys to get an opportunity. What about you earning that opportunity? Oh, what you're going to say, the structure is not there to earn the opportunity? Or you don't want to do the extra work to put that person up to the standard so he earns the opportunity? I have not heard people talk on that side enough of you earning something. Jamaicans were not known to be weak people. And all I'm seeing nowadays, just in our football side, because I can't talk about the rest, but I want to say the rest of the problems, I would say the same thing. We are harboring too much weak people in our society. That's my opinion on it. If I'm wrong, you have all rights to beat me on that. But I come to my conclusion to say that we're harboring too much weak people in our society. People that doesn't want to work for nothing, and we come and force them in things. For some reason, I don't know, because the end goal is to Jamaica be successful and eventually set up camps to improve the same locals. So then why we should be uneducated and forced to do it once in every 50 years by a miracle? By a miracle, because the stats is on the screen. Why are we so caught up in our mindset to say that we are just born great? Usain Bolt stated to us that he had to work hard for everything. So this greatness thing of just come over the first day, no, it seems like you're taking away my hard work from me. And that was one of the best statements Usain Bolt have ever stated, because that's what should be the main statement for Jamaica. And we would be a changed society, because every single time we try to pin it, oh, we are the fastest in the world, because we wanted to take away Usain Bolt's actual accolades of him working hard, him failing before, him and Gonzalez them going back and forward, and he lost and also had to change his things to get up certain things going. When we behave like that, we take away people's actual hard work and also the teachings as well. So we are skipping that. So we are in the era of we are great without doing nothing. We're just born out of the womb and we are great. Listen to how that sounds delusional. Listen to how that sounds delusional, guys. Listen to how that sounds delusional. And we are trending towards the delusional society. Yes, because that's how we think in everything at this point. We are trying to avoid education at all points, guys. But that's the first part of the conversation. Let me take the rest of the comments. The objective of the coach is to win, and I think at that level, a free rein should be given. We are stressing development, but that should be at club and academy level. Well said, Jason Ferran. Well said, because that is the thing. But even if, Jason, even if, because I'm going to play a clip, showcase that it should, they are trying to enforce certain things at the lower level, which is one strike below. But at what point we're going to say it's one Jamaica? And because it's one Jamaica, people should be selected. And people should just, if you make the cut, you make the cut. You know? Yes. Oh, I've missed it. I've missed it. Bossy. Sorry about that. It's a tough one. If the policy states 7, them justify the addition, then so be it. Personally, not a fan, but this new regime doesn't even want 7, much less justified the rest. So I am at a loss. All right, so all right, bossy. Sorry about that. Kevin, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Then we have Chairman said that's a fair approach, JD. Develop local talents, but always choose the best, irrespective of where they are from. Yes, and because I've never left out the best, the locals. I've never left out a policy of improving them. You get me? But why keep giving people? All right, look at this, guys. The guy. No, before we go into that, because I don't want me to dominate this part of the conversation. Let me play Mr. Vin Blaine. So this was sent to me, which is Mr. Vin Blaine. I'm gonna replay it right here, guys. All right. So Mr. Vin Blaine. Let me make sure I replay it right here. So this is Mr. Vin Blaine. Remember, I told you about what he said before, you know. Well, now he's going to re-say it. All right? So you can get to realize what's going on from a while now to this point.
Let's look at our development program. When I was technical director there, and I said to people, and the present coaches that were there wanted to bring 17 under 17. I'll get back to you. But I'm saying there was a quota. I said to him, okay, for the under 15 team, you only can bring in at least the maximum you can bring in on the national under 15 team were 5 overseas players, maybe less, 5 overseas players, right? Because they have to give our young ladies a chance to develop and expose them to international play. Then I went to the 17s and I said 17s you can bring in I think it was if I was 7, but I had incremental inclusion, right? But I remember when the coaches took over, they wanted to bring 17 girls to the under 17 play, and I said no. I said hell no, right? So we had, and when you realize, it's our local players who made them advance.
All right, let me stop it right there because he's going to go into a next part where I have to chop up separate. So he said they have hired coaches, more than one set of coaches. All of those coaches' conclusion was to bring in the actual talented persons, the actual ready people for the desired job, which is the youth 15s and the youth 17s. So he said that he puts in a quota system to say that it should just be maximum of 5, because clearly it stated that if it was down to each one of these coaches, they would have brought in all of the 17 or the 18 or the 20, the maximum allowed. That's what, remember, you just hired a person, and you gave them the job to say, do your thing and get the job done. And their conclusion is, I have these guys at my disposal. I'm going to pick the 17 of them. So I've not seen one can compete with the others. Then the youth, so he said it should be 5, if not less, at the youth 15 levels. Because where will be the developments for the said age group? All right, so that clearly tells me that no youth program is there for the age groups, clearly, because where would be the development? You don't, if you're following me or you agree or you disagree, should you not learn to play football before you play football? Because clearly he's talking like these persons don't know nothing about football, and they're relying on a national team to learn to play football. Because remember, development is to learn. Development is to learn and also improve. That is development. To learn and also improve. So where are they learning? And how much games you're going to have for them to learn and improve? After learning, cut everything out. Oh yes, the national team you need to learn and improve. So after learning, after that little one month or 10 days tournament, where are you going to continue learning? You have to wait on the youth 17s for the next year or the next 2 years? You're not realizing that it's your own problems. You're trying to reflect on others, because what you should be doing is to put some things in place for these kids to learn, i.e. some programs inside Jamaica, some leagues inside Jamaica for them to continuously playing football to learn and improve. And if you don't have the right coaches, figure ways out to cut the budget so you can afford those coaches. So you should be focusing on what is essential towards development, not necessarily to force people into position where they're already uneducated already. So I'm uneducated, but you need to go here, so. That makes no sense. Should you not have a guiding path to them being educated? So you're forcing people to go overseas that are not educated. So all you're doing is force people in programs for them to just reach back to Jamaica. Oh, ironic. Majority of them come straight back to Jamaica. Include even him saying it, Oh, but how ironic. Because you are the problem. Just read out the lines. You are the actual problem. It's mind-blowing how delusional these guys are and how strong they are in their delusion. Wow. Let me continue right here. So he's going to talk about, he's going to try and justify his statement, what that he said to the coaches.
Advance. Born and bred in Jamaica, then score and advance them, and then they don't play them in the next game again. Right? Because they came, as I tell you, they came, and one thing they said, I don't know if I mentioned this, they said, human is Lorne Donaldson in a meeting said, when they were asked, why were they bringing in so many overseas players? their answer in a meeting was that the Jamaicans were fit. And my question to them was, every time that you advance in a competition, is a Jamaican score for you? And I asked my second question and they couldn't answer it. I said, if you have 10 players, unfit players that are scoring for you, and you have 10 fit players that are not scoring, which 10 you want?
All right. So his conclusion that justified his action was to say that the girls then played and qualified us to this point. So how is it you guys are going to come in and want to change everything? And then he added on top of it, every time we scored or something, it's a Jamaican born that did so. That's what he broke it down to, you know. Remember, you know, he just stated before that the guys them came in and wanted to bring other persons in. So the reason why the next one them never scored is because they never got the opportunity. And that's what you're trying to avoid, the opportunity for people to see when you put actual educated people on the field. And educated as to education. Simple. Education. Now, I'm not going to try and pity-patty around it as education, because if you're not educated in football, you're just not educated in football, period. So I can't put it in another way. You're not educated because you have not been doing anything football related, but you come on the field and because you run fast and you kick a ball in the back of the net, oh, you're the greatest thing, because that's our culture. We don't think any other sane way, because it's not sane. It's just delusional at its finest. Clearly. So that is what he's saying. But you literally don't give them the chance to prove their point. So how can you have an answer? How can they have an answer for you? Because they can just go and show you the statistics of the other players them. But you're trying to not give them the opportunity for your points to stand. And that is what they're always trying to do. But listen me now. Let me flip over to the Reggae Boyz now. From 1998 until 2024. It has always been a overseas man qualified Jamaica for every single tournament. So what, by your definition, it simply means everybody on the national senior team should be overseas players. Wow. By your narrative, you know. By your same narrative, you're so contradictory it sounds. And it's so sensibly it sounds to people that said the best damn player should be playing. Because you make no sense now. Because from 1998, Burton sent Jamaica to the World Cup. So that clearly proved that we should have just gone for pure overseas guys from 1998. Alright? We had, my boy came here the other day. And it proves again, how much years after, saying, oh, damn, these guys are just better. You know why? Because they're more educated. So by your logic, Mr. Vin Blaine, no, I know you can't answer it because what you're talking is crap. You know? You're just pandering to people because you're born in Jamaica. And pretty much you're selfish. And you don't have other way out. You know? Yes. But it's so like funny, guys. When we just brought back reality to him, it would have turned out to be all overseas players playing. And if you go to the qualification of the main girls team again, majority of the best players on the field were all overseas again. The goalkeeper, the defensive midfielder, the link player, the full back, the next midfielder, they're all overseas. The center backs, they are all overseas. So by your narrative, it breaks your own argument down. Majority of Jamaica's history, aside from the fantasy, 1 out of 700 events. Oh, we drew with Mexico, so that proves if we get more time, 16,000 more years. The same guys them that are 70 years old will be 17 after. You don't use logics. You use fantasy because you're delusional. You can challenge my argument, you know, but I'm just providing facts with my argument. I am just providing facts with my argument because it's you saying it, and I'm providing facts to your same manipulative argument. But obviously, these people sell the same narrative as you, so they're glad to hear it. But obviously, I am here with information, and I know that you're talking crap. All right. Let me make him finish, and then we chop it up and we'll go straight back to the Mr. Speid and also Mr. John Wall, because this is showing you how tough of a job people have to deal with Jamaican Barnes. And now I can physically say it, Jamaican Barnes, because no one else is a problem. Every one of them that are not Jamaican born or they hired outside, they seems to come to the same conclusion. You guys are delusional and you just like fantasy. So, and they're going to say it themselves, because clearly they're telling you that, oh, people don't respect us. I was born in Jamaica, but I have to look at the reality and say it as it is.
Yeah, you can answer, Diddy.
Simple.
Yeah.
Give me the unfit players.
Right, so I'm saying, let us get back to, and every program I go on, Eddie.
Shame on Eddie as well, because Eddie get caught in the middle. Oh, give me the unfit players then because of them score. Well, Eddie, make sure you can switch your mouth now and say, oh, give me the better players them now, because make sure Eddie can say, by theme statement, put all of the overseas man in the national team. Put all of the overseas girls in the national team because they prove that they are better after he left. All right. So me call out Eddie right there.
Female program, our girls program in Jamaica, facilitates our girls to get scholarships. Right? In we have a lot of Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw is the one who they playing international football from Jamaica. The rest of them will play international from different countries, born in Canada, born in the UK. Right? So we have to prepare our girls to get a scholarship to better themselves. Right? There are a lot of players that came through my hands that are overseas now doing whatever.
So we have to prepare our girls to better themselves, to get a scholarship. How much of us in this actual stream at this point that are poor? We're coming from communities. Some of us gotten scholarship just by we being knowledgeable enough and passed a certain amount of grades. And we get a certain scholarship. All right? Our families have to fight. But we have to put ourselves in the position to get the scholarship. So you're going down a road to say that, okay, we are going to avoid one Jamaica because in order for our girls them inside, because you have not applied talent, and talent has a lot to do with the natural know-how of the actual subject, So what are you trying to say? You're going to send people overseas? Just send them naturally overseas? What are you actually saying right there? You understand me? It makes no logical sense what you're saying, sir. If you agree with him, let me know. All right, let me know if you agree with him. Give me a second. If you just came in, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Drew Ross, massive respect. Thanks for being here. Hope all is well with you and your family. 1 second, guys. Let me just share this because I never wanted to spend the whole day on it, because this is something that I've always talked on straight short. I've always talked on that. All right. I've never changed my mentality on this, none at all. I've always told you that when I came here, half of these men were xenophobic people. They were supporting these claims. But nowadays, they are afraid to say it out of their own mouth. So what they do, they bring people to come and say it. I've always said that. And I'm not going to change my mouth here because I'm not going to use the word that you guys cuss me out. But that's how they are from day one. That's the narrative they do sell. They are not interested in this one Jamaica thing. They don't care. They are just as selfish as these uneducated brats. Put themselves in positions because nobody was actually as educated, are more educated than them in the actual position, which is sad because they're uneducated brats. They are sad, guys. They are sad. I'm telling you, they are sad. You can't come and tell me about you're educated, but every time you're trying to do something, it is, and then you act like, wow, wow. But let we play it out. Let we play it out, and then we move on from that. JD, only his friend agree with him. No, but Jermaine, I am telling you, a lot of people agreed. Remember, I'm here for the longest time. I'm here for the longest time, and I've always told you guys the reason why I've started to fight with a lot of people in this space, because they were all xenophobic. It's when it turned out to be, I can get somewhere in this space, or I can get money from the people from overseas. It had nothing to do with, I genuinely believe that better players. People were saying that we have all the same level 15 years old as the rest of the world. When I'm watching 15-year-olds in Jamaica and I'm watching 15-year-old in Europe, and it's night and day. That's what I came here hearing people saying, and they were strongly saying that, so they don't need the overseas guys them to come and bar it. And those are the same people today switching their mouths now. So they're and that's why they can easily go back and try to find a patch where they can claim to say they agree with these people. You have no other ways to agree with it. It's absolute BS. You hire a coach. The coach assessed the situation because you gave him a pool. So why you give the coach a pool then? This is the main question to answer. You know? Why you gave the coach a pool of players when he can't truly select the players that he wants? Or there is a limitation on the selection of the pool? Oh, that makes sense. Please, if you're the one that may be on the side of what he's saying, no problem. But it makes sense then. Why you hire the coach then? Because now, you can't fire the coach based on success, You know why? Because you put a limitation on that man's success. Because if I came into a job and I say, my brother, you hire me, and you say that I had full rights to do what I want. This is what I think can give me the best result. And you turn to me and said to me that, yo, my brother, this can give the best result. At 20 players you have to pick. But tell you what, 20 of these players you say are the best, okay, that are 100%. Well, tell you what, you have 7 to select out of that 20. You have 7 to select out of that 20. How can you fire me when I say, this is what you hired me to get the job done, but I can only do this with said amount of people, and then you're going to tell me that, yo, boy, can't work, A 7 you have to do it with, you can't do it with 20. CC, I think Jamaica has talent locally, but no, we have no talent locally. We have fantasy locally. That's what we have. Because what is the meaning of talent? Go and look it up. And then you apply football to it. And you see how much no sense that statement made. Because how can you be talented at something that you don't know? Oh, because me can run fast. Oh, that means you're a runner. Oh, because me can jump fast. That means you're a high jumper. Stop mixing up the words. Please. To fuel with madness. We are delusional. That is our problem. We hire a man, and the man said he's educated, and what happened? We are trying to dictate to the man how to get the job done. How to get the job done. We are trying to dictate to the man. Because from I heard this man came on TV and said, I know you guys like the schoolboy and this mentality, but this not going to work, because based on my statistics, this can't work, because such and such, I'm not even going to say you're not talented enough. But in order to acquire what I want, you have to have certain professional minutes. Just to make it easy for you. I knew it would have been a problem. You know why? I was here for 4 years telling them that. You know why? Because I was educated to see what is actual talent and how to be successful. That was a big difference right there, people. That was a big difference. And you're not going to hire a soul on planet Earth that fuel or delusion. They are going to do it based on them just want to take your money and say, all right then, just take your money and go on with my business. Because you tell me how many need to do my job. All right then, I'm going to do it, but more likely I'm not going to be successful. And then you have to go back in a delusional mess. Straight up. CC, I'm not going to have an argument with you, CC. I am not going to, and I'm not going to answer a question from you. You can argue with that and your people, MCC. Because me is not the same people. Straight up. Me not gonna have argument for argument's sake. Me not gonna have argument for argument's sake. If you agree with him, you agree with him. State it in the comment section and you and the people fight it out. Or you call in, state what you want to state to the people. But me not argue for argue no sake. If you don't have no education and nothing, you can't do it. Or you can't do it consistent. Because in order to be great at something, you have to actually know what you're doing. Any other chance you have to do, you have to complete something in life, it's going to be fantasy. It's going to be fantasy. And that's why Jamaica only do things one time in a blue moon. You only can draw with Mexico one time in a 700 years. And they brag and hype. You know why? Because you done some fool. That's the problem. Nothing else. Any seeing other human being, I got think different. Any seeing other educated person, I got think different. That's the facts. That is my facts. Say where you say CC, I am not going to interject. You just state where you state, I'm done. Yeah man, me no waste time. Me no waste time for argue madness. No, Chris Smith, you're calling in. Wait till CC speak. Finish your statement, CC.
Listen to me. I say, JD. My thing is this, right? I don't believe in quota for any team in the national program, right? I don't believe in that because quota simply means that you're limiting selection options. So the best team can be selected. What I was saying is that Jamaica's system of development needs revamp, and you cannot force the system. I don't see where you need to start from the top of the tree, where you are saying that call it at the top of the tree is the national program, and below you have like the local programs that the local JPL and the schoolboy football. You can't necessarily take from down where everything is right now and just put people in the program because you're saying you want exposure and all of these things because you have to fix the system. My thing was not necessarily as saying that the players are ready to play in the national team or in the under 20 or in the under 17. My whole thing is that you have players in Jamaica who have talent, JD, but the lack of organization or the lack of actually, for example, schoolboy football is played like 3 months, you say. And then you're going up against players who are training 7, 8, 9 months for the year. So when these players play 3 months for the year, there's no other competition. There's no other youth level competition for them to play in. So imagine if player A, in any country, player A, any country you go in the world, player A is playing for 3 months for the year. And player B is playing for 9 months for the year. After 5 to 10 years, player B will have to get better than player A. No matter how player A, and if both of them started out at the same level, player A will never get at the level that player B is.
Alright, so CC. Yeah. You talk for 2 minutes and 33 seconds. CC, sum up what you just said in 2 words. Sum up what you just said to me, you know. Just sum up what you just said to me in 2 words. Because I'm going to make you answer your own self, you know. Can you just tell me, say the people are educated, you know? That's why them can't compete with other people, you know? So now the same damn thing me I say?
Yeah, but what I say is not JD. What I'm trying to say is that I've seen systems, for example, look at it like this. In the South Americas, The development of football is they are highly based on professional clubs. For example, the other day they had the World Cup, the Argentina team that went to the World Cup, the Youth World Cup that kept the other day. All of the players are playing professional football, or they are at a professional club. So the Uruguay team is the same thing because South America's development is based on professional clubs. When you look at the African players, them right, the African players, them their development is based on academies that have been brought into the system years ago now. So their development is not necessarily based on the elite clubs in Africa. It's necessarily the academies. When you look at the Asian then, and I think a lot of persons might
No, just stick on one before you go over to the Asia. Stick on one. So you said something that Jamaica has talent. What is the meaning to you? Just give me your definition of talent. Because I think I have a definition of talent, and I think Jamaica overused the word, the meaning of talent. You know, I'm not even looking at the actual meaning, because if I looked at that actual meaning, I would have clearly came to that conclusion that we overuse this word named talent as to when it related to football. So what you mean of when you say Jamaica is talent, we have talent in Jamaica when it comes on to football?
What I'm saying is, they have people who have the natural aptitude or skill to perform various tasks. That is dribbling, shooting, passing. Them look at something there.
Okay.
Right? However, that natural aptitude and skill, we don't have the personnel to develop it to the highest level. Because if you look into in terms of coaches are coaching education, where that's people are at the level where them can know to develop the players them to bring them up to a certain level. We don't have that. So if a man will argue with me with that, I can tell them, brother, say we don't have the level of coaching required to develop the players them to a level where they can compete internationally. So most of the players, when they reach a certain age, if we get them overseas, then by going overseas and you see them overseas 2 to 3 years, you realize that them come back and have an ability to can compete. So if you look at, for example,
No, because this is you said the natural aptitude and skill, right? So passing, shooting, dribbling, etc. Right? Okay, no problem. Fair enough. You said that we have the natural ability to pass, shoot, and skill. Fair enough.
I'm saying that.
When you say no, man, CC, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just repeating what you said and try to ask the question based off that. So and then you agreed that we don't have the talent to harness or improve those natural aptitudes and skills.
Yes.
So with that said, you think that if we get more of these players that are naturally skilled in Jamaica, out of Jamaica, they are going to be equally as good as everybody worldwide, because they have the natural skill set. So it's a possibility. Then put it. It's a possibility.
All right. It's a possibility, but look at it like this: the coaching. When I say it's not JD, I am not asking for the situation where my thing is, if the players if we can get even coaching up to a level out here where we can get the players up to a certain level where the pool can. My thing is increasing the quality of the pool. My thing is increasing the quality of the pool. If we have a Ben Guthrie in England, that is very excellent. We have 10 players in England, we have 5 players in USA, and we have 15 players in Europe and 5 players in the Americas. That are 20 players who have the quality to compete internationally. The pool is 20 players. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we get 5 players locally developed up to a certain level where they can compete internationally, the pool is 25 players. But if you have players locally that can compete internationally, the pool cannot include these players.
Me agree. Me hear from before. Me just say try challenges, because remember, maybe this is exactly what you're saying right here. Mr. Vin Blaine believes So
Mm-hmm.
his way of getting this thing done, because him not have the money for, and him not have the pull for naturally just take them person and put them in a club overseas, he has to use the
Mm-hmm.
national team to put them overseas. That's what he said out of his own mouth. To say that,
And
oh, them are going to get a
that
contract.
him a say.
And that himself
But
of
I
his
think
mouth.
that is not.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I think that is not correct because watch it. I'm gonna tell you, anybody can argue, and see, this the problem with them have. The problem that they have is this, JD. And I said this before a long time. I said when we are in Jamaica, you have places that you can go to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a teacher, to be a nurse. When you want to be a football player, there's nowhere you can go. The place where you can go is the national team, basically. So the option to become a
Mm-hmm.
professional footballer, we are basically using the national team, are piloting towards the national team where you can get that. But what they should have done is saying at the youth level, because the elite competition at the youth level is schoolboy football.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying if we have an elite youth level football, whether it be, so for example, you still have schoolboy football, but in the rest of the other months, them like 5 more months, you have a next competition. My problem is that their emphasis is on if a youth can play football, you're forcing him to go and study to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, because you're bringing him in the classroom and saying education is your priority. And my thing is, you have Asia. We don't want to really switch the point, but you have Asia where I've read up on and watched some other local documentaries and saw some players. When I look at their background, JD, it's saying high school and university and
Mm-hmm.
stuff in Asia. When
Mm-hmm.
I look at Park G Song's background and when I
Mm-hmm.
look at Nakamura and I look at Young Min Son and some of these
Mm-hmm.
guys, their system is saying they come through a school and a university, but in their school they would have like probably have academy within the school. So within the school you'd have people who can go turn lawyer, within the school you have people who can go turn doctor. But
Yes.
within the school you still have people who are going to turn footballer. And then the school now has competition that breaks out for those
Mm-hmm.
team that for those things. So for me, if we have in our school system, because I think the school system is the place where
So
them
pretty
can
much
get
you
to
want
develop
to
the football.
enhance PE category for special talents that can be treated separate. So for instance, if you're good at football, you're gonna major in football, but yet still get the level of English, mathematics, and maybe
Yeah,
some level of
yeah.
science, because you have to get
Because
physics to play football as well.
me, me, me ask you a question, JD.
No, I'm just making sure,
Which
because remember, it's not me and you alone talking.
yeah
I'm
man,
just trying to clear that.
that's yeah man, I know man. That's what I'm saying, man. What you're expounding on, like bringing out the points them, this is what I'm explaining. So for example now, may I ask you this question. Which institution in Jamaica gets the most money from people?
Which institution gets the most money from
That,
people?
that the most money is pumped into from people in general, diasporan people,
Mm-hmm.
local people, business people. Which institution gets acquires the most
I
funds?
still want to say school, because we always give back money,
Ho-
past students,
Hold on now. You're there on the
sponsors.
track for me. I said, JD, school gets the
Yes,
most money,
but we can't live out church
right?
as well, because church get daily
No
money
man,
as
I know the
well.
church
But
man.
school,
I
I
know
will
the church
agree to
man.
as well. Yeah, go ahead.
But say using the school, the fact that the school, because people have school pride. Me a past student, me a this, my son was a past student. You understand what I say? All of these things make people want to give back. And then when they're in a town, you see the competitiveness of these schools, the KC, the JC, the judges, people want to know say, yo, to them. So for example now, if we know this, right? And we can pump money into the school and we can break it out and say, oh, if a child is in school and is very talented at playing football, we see that from an early age. You bring him in from him young and you say, yo, and you set up a system where that is allowed. People will push their money. If me here say, if JC here say, say for example, KC here say, Calabar have one student who left at 14 years old and is in the academy at Chelsea. You think KC want that?
Okay.
in JD.
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. That's a good point you're
So,
trying to bring
so
off. But what about, because this is where Jamaica trending to. Most of these people that they claim to say have talent in football, they're barely going to school. And they're trying to
and
get
that's
them
the
out of the
thing,
country.
though.
So what about
But
these people?
but
No, because remember, we have to stick to the point, you know. Because it's about
mhm.
the players, them claim to say them show some level of talents. We have to use the national team to try and get them out. So what about these guys that are clearly showing some level of talents in a low level league of football in Jamaica, to go overseas, but them never go to school one day in their life, or them barely go to school? What about that? And then keep the same facts, you know, that you have a limited percentage of footballers actually make it worldwide. So you're going overseas in the big market when it's a limited amount of people make it out in football, but you're super uneducated because you don't even go to school from certain point, and that's happening on a
Eh,
regular, you know. And I have proof to
because
say that
guess
most
what?
of them come back on a
Yeah,
regular. Most of them
because
come back
guess
as a
what happened,
regular.
JD?
So what you have to say
But
about
guys,
that
guess what
now?
happened? But guys, guess what happened, JD? And I think this is the misconstrue. This is the myth. This is the myth that a lot of them need to find out. A lot of Jamaicans quite possibly think that a Marcus Rashford never necessarily had education. He might play at Manchester United. He just played football. You understand what I say?
Yes, yes.
A lot of they believe that a lot of these players played football from them a 2, 3, 4 year old, and a football alone them play. You understand what I say? So then in that now comes into our local team where when a guy go to school and him a play football, our system is set up in a way where it doesn't facilitate a guy who is majoring in football to give him a education in that. It's either education or football. Which one you choose? And the guy say, yo, me I go choose football, right? When he choose football, he forfeits education. When he forfeits education, the football deteriorates because without education, the football not go nowhere. You
All right.
understand what I say?
So
So,
so but
so when that happens,
mhm.
this guy don't go to school. He played the cup couple times. He not go to school.
Yeah.
He left school. All of these things. The ability for them to matriculate overseas now becomes much more difficult.
But
So when a man
CC,
take him in club and he take him overseas,
CC, before you go, me know you gotta finish. Me I gotta give you a point finish. But listen to what you just saying now. Remember, this is what happen 95% of the time in Jamaica, you know. 95% of the time, you know. 95% of these kids don't go to school after, you know. 95%, you know. I'm telling you, 95. All right.
yeah, I know,
So
man.
this is what happened now. So Mr. Vin Blaine now. So when you take those kids and try to force them in colleges overseas, and they come back, what that does for Jamaica? Because look, you know, remember, it's just
Nothing.
avoid people who actually can play the sports, you know, educated on the sports, you know, and can bring Jamaica somewhere, you know. But you just push off 13 spots for those people, from those people, to give it to 13 other people that barely even educated to be to deal with normal lives. And these are just factual things, guys, whether you want to get upset or not, because I've gone through the process, I know it as well. Yeah, so because that's what he wants to do, you know. So what that does for Jamaica now, and does for the future youths them coming up, because clearly we're not gonna reach nowhere, because them not reached nowhere. The guys we tried to force in not reaching anywhere because you forced them, and the process we are using now work. So what you just did now is literally stifle the other generation now. So we can't qualify for no competition. We can't make no money for actually come and develop the infrastructure that we would have wanted to make sure we can do what you said. A housing program that can develop football. So you learn schooling through it. The normal mathematics, English, and you don't have to come out of those environment to even attend the normal traditional schools. You see all life funny? You realize you just answered my question right here now. I just state it out as well, you know.
JD, as Mr. Already, is the dynamic of how they're placed in a position where choose this or choose that. And if me no say JD, I am not the man who can do simultaneous equation and trigonometry and all them thing. Them. You go choose the sport, or you go choose the sport. You're not equipping me with the basic education in the sports side because there's education in the sports itself. But me, the next question I'm gonna ask you, JD, the final thing before I go is this. Under which category is football? Is alright. What is plumbing? Is plumbing a technical skill?
Yeah, plumbing would consider as a technical skill.
Alright.
And football
mechanic,
also.
Mechanic. Hold on, before we reach football, mechanic and those things, right? So those are technical skills.
Yes.
And they say that those should be taught in school, right?
Yes.
What category do you put football in? Technical as well.
So what are you trying to base it off? Because football is already in PE, physical education.
No, what I'm saying to you that they have football, alright. Nobody's teaching anybody plumbing recreationally. They're teaching them plumbing to be a plumber. They're teaching somebody engineering to be an engineer, teaching somebody mechanical to be a mechanic. So, but you're teaching football at a recreational level to just say have fun, exercise and have fun. You're not teaching football at a level where the possibility exists where this person can build on that. For example, when we are at high school and we do certain subject, we build on it at university to become a doctor, to become an engineer, to become a lawyer. But if that's the minimum, that's the education we get where we can springboard and matriculate to that level. The education that you should get in football is to matriculate to professional level. Some will not make it. Not a lot of persons make it.
Okay, so pretty much what you want them to do is to mandate that football becomes more of a technical subject then, pretty much. So they can improve the PE teachers to be more educated so you can actually get a full lesson on it or a lesson plan on it.
Yes, so basically the man that does major in football in the school has the same option as the man who majors in sciences, who can become a doctor. So the man who are going to matriculate at university, I must see my brethren, but say want to be a footballer, JD, I matriculate into a club.
Okay. So pretty much you have to go and get the highest educated coach in the country to go at the school to teach, just like how you could have taught a club. You should okay. So now we get
people who with masters. We come teach in a school for done teacher. You forget the person, then we have the coaching certification. They come in at the school then. Where I said they could have a pilot project where you could have 25 certified coaches at that level and select 25 schools and bring and see if you can do it as a pilot for 3 years. Do it as a pilot for 3 years or 4 years.
And that should be paid by the Jamaican Football Federation out of the developmental fee. So those coaches should be paid by that by them, right?
Exactly. So they do that and you put it as a pilot project and see where football will go in Jamaica. And stop this nonsense where we are trying to force people up the tree without them having the necessary climbing tools. So for me, you have to try do that. 25 are the best coaches in terms of certification and quality, everything. Plant them in certain schools, provided the funding and stuff. Because these schools, when they're getting the benefit, JD, their past student association will also chip in. When the students them want certain things, for example, the students them want food and all these other things, they will get it.
Where you have a point where I think a lot of people would gravitate to that is because the schoolboy football is already a big league there. So because people will gravitate to it, that's the best way, or you can force the lesson on them via that route. Okay. I saw people disagreeing with it and stuff, but I see where you're coming from, because Jason said that you have academies already, but you are trying to tie the point to say that, remember, Jamaican people are already interested in a schoolboy football, not actual academy.
The thing is not, JD. I am not ruling out the academies, What I'm saying is that there is an interest in schoolboy football, and we are so you feel half of it. The thing is, let me tell you, this thing where we are trying to convince people to try something else, you also have to factor into trying to give people what them like. You see, people know what them like, you know. So if people like certain things, you build on it. By the time they not even realize what you're doing. By the time they realize what you're doing, the ass will go through the gate already. We would have shown them this is the people them are sitting. If you have a 4-year pilot project in this thing, and you show them the results of it, people will not even realize what you're doing, but then the academies will still be there, JD. So the academies will still be there doing their thing because at the end of the day, you still need academies where you have people are where you have like agent or certain people in. You still need certain things. However, I am thinking that just like I said, the South Americans use professional clubs, the Africans are using academies, the Asians are using universities and schools. Even people don't, you'd have to go like, it's the World Cup that I watched, you know, the Youth World Cup, that last one, there, you know. Then I went into it and I look and I say, oh, what are the development for some of these different confederations? What programs do they use? And I'm saying if we have something that the people them love already and willing to spend money in, and millions of dollars, you know, JD spending on schoolboy football, millions of dollars, you know. So imagine if millions of dollars is spending in a program where you can get players up to a certain level where they can matriculate. If 100 players in there, you can get 5 moving up. That is more than what that is more than what they ever had before. You
All
understand
right.
what I say?
All right, bossy.
That's more than what they ever had before. You know?
Yeah. You show your
Now,
point.
the last thing still, the last
Yeah,
and
because
final
at
thing.
4 call me get, I'm gonna need to call back every guys. I'm
Oh,
gonna call
Jamo,
back
yeah.
each one of you guys individually. I may run out of time.
When name the I mentioned even Marcus Rashford, and I said something about Wayne Rooney, and these guys were in a school system and in a academic system. All I'm saying is we need to utilize this institution or the system that we get the most revenue or the most money pumped into, where we can say, all right, the JFF deal with the coaching part, and the past student people them are gonna deal with these kids them. Because everybody is attached to a school. Everybody in Jamaica, I own a gas school, JD, is attached to a school. So if everybody is attached to a school, everybody have this love or affinity for a school, you have to get, it's like me, I tell people, say, yo, but guess what? It's a change. Change is something that people now go agree with until them see. Because a lot of people don't have, them not are inside people, a lot of people are inside something that for them, they don't have vision, you know. It's just hindsight. But I can tell you, JD, 4 years from now, if they try this and do it, 4 years from now, they will be producing at least 5 football players with the ability if you can go over and play and compete and matriculate. 5 football players who will take at least 2 years overseas and be able to matriculate into a top 10 league if they try this.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man. We link up then, yeah?
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
All right, so guys, I'm gonna come in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We saw that we are just on 60 likes on the video, and we have passed 60 minutes. Clearly, this is a touchy one to a lot of them that would like the video, or, you know, yeah. But the real ones them that come in, make sure to hit the like button so we can continue the program. All right, so let me just take take the rest of the call them. Yes, so I'm gonna call Chris Smith back, and then I will call back the other guys them. So make sure you make your points fast, you know, guys, so we can get all of the callers them in. Because I have to run short. I had 1 hour that I wanted to do. Good day, Chris Smith. You're live. What you want to add to the conversation?
Yeah, with what Speid and Blaine and all of them with this quota system is a joke thing. We all are Jamaican and we all should be included in the process. You get me? Because when jerseys are selling, people in the diaspora buy the most jerseys. These people in Jamaica, they think as soon as they leave Jamaica, you're no longer Jamaican. I don't know if it's a bad mind mentality that when you go overseas, you're going to do better than them on the island. If you check Jamaica GDP, remittance is responsible for a huge bulk of Jamaica GDP. The diaspora do so much for the country. So why these men, in their quest for selling players and have control, want to exclude the diaspora? This has been going on for too long in Jamaica, and it must be stopped. You get me? Because the brightest minds and the best minds have migrated in search for a better life. That doesn't mean that we're not Jamaicans anymore. We raise our kids as Jamaicans. We bring back our kids to look for their grandparents, to play with their little cousins. They're still Jamaicans. And the next thing again I want to add, JD, I want you to do a research and check all the Manning Cup and Doncaster Cup players and all the girl footballers that got scholarship to go to college in the United States. Do a research and tell them the percentage of male players that make it to the MLS. It's probably lesser than 1% that got drafted into the MLS. And if I check the players with multiple caps that they push in the national team, and when they end up abroad, check the percentage of how many of them made it when they go overseas. Peter Lee Vassell have multiple caps in the national team, and he couldn't even make it at the USL level. Do a check on all the Jamaicans that play in the MLS over the years. People like Andre Blake, Alva Spoil, Taxi Lawrence. You can name them. You know what I mean? It's not that much. From Andy Williams them days until now. Just check how many Jamaicans, they have Cummins and them that made it. But how many Jamaicans actually went to college, got drafted in the MLS and made it? It's a small percentage in a JD. So when we're talking about talent, it's a joke thing. When we're gonna say that, oh, we have the most talent, we don't have no most talents. Because if we actually add that kind of talent that they're talking about, when our players get scholarship and go to college, there'd be a huge number of them making it to the MLS. You get me?
Okay. Yeah, man. Me I listen make you finish up and stuff. Triple
Yeah,
E,
so that's all I
I
have to add still.
think Chris Smith is answering to two things. What Vin Blaine said, as to how they have to get the players them out, and what Mr. Speid said. That's why at the start of the conversation, I have outlined what Mr. Speid said, and I never blamed Mr. Speid. I actually said it's not Mr. Speid's fault, because he's saying that the other guys that had to vote on it, them kind of not agreeing as to what the coach wants. So we had cleared that up, but we played what Vin Blaine said, Triple E. We played what he said, and what Chris Smith is answering to, and what Vin Blaine said out of his own mouth. So it's not like me I repeat what he said. So it's two different.
I recorded something in my phone 2 years ago that Mr. Speid stated on Coaches Next program. Coaches Next can back me up on this. The man said on it that there's no way you can have a youth team
Chris Smith,
and there's not Chris Smith,
just relax, Chris Smith. But remember, people, you can't tell me that you're the same person of 2 years ago. So people are entitled to change. Remember, he was an integral part of hiring these coaches, and these coaches coming to say, and remember, he came on my program and said the reason why he's hiring these guys is because they are a no-nonsense type of guy. They are going to pick the best players, and this is no time to grow players in the national team. That's what he said, you know. So that's the reason why he went and hired these guys, you know. And what he said is proven, because that's what the man them said they want to do. It's the rest of the guys them inside Chris Smith. I said them don't want to do it. I'm have to take him word for it. You know why? Everything that he said so far matched up. Because the coach come and say, them guys are not good enough. I don't want to use them. I want to use the guys that are good enough. So I have to give Mr. Speid him credit.
2 years ago, probably he can change, because he came back and said that our players, when they go overseas, that's why they're failing, because they're not properly developed or properly coached.
Yes, so we have to learn to give people them credit. So Mr. Speid, that's why I never came here blaming him. Because remember, I spoke to him before, you know, and the problem that arose at this point, he might have to end up signing off on it, you know, or he never signed off on it none at all. But who knows? I'm just saying, him already state what he wanted, and they went out to get the coaches them, and the coaches them stand on business, which is the best players in the team. And then now, he's saying that this is what others want. And you don't even have to ask about others. You hear the man them coming at the public and said, this is what they want. Sportsmax, they want the Money Cup players them. My boy from Harborview want the Money Cup players them. Williams want the local players them alone to play. You hear them spoke on it.
Yeah,
so
me not go
beat Mr. Speid when me already hear the man them.
Because I was just letting you know that I heard him say 2 years ago and I recorded it that there has to be a quota, and in the senior team he said there has to be a quota too. There have to always be 7 local JPL players in the senior team. He said that 2 years ago on coach.
Yes, he did say that, and I heard it as well. So you're not lying, but I'm just saying I think.
So I'm not beating him now because he had come back and changed and said that. He give the coaches them their power to select the best team.
So what you're saying now, you're saying that he has to prove to you that he has changed then, because you heard him said one thing.
Yeah, he has to prove to me that he has changed.
Which is fair. All right? Which is fair. I understand where you're coming from. All right, bossy. Now say a word then. I think I got what you're saying very clear right there. No, I understand. If he had said it out of his mouth, clearly, and he said it because I heard it as well, maybe Mr. Chris Smith is not around the corners yet, because what he said, is exactly what people doing now. So Chris Smith might be said, maybe him agree with it, but not really clearly showing that he's agreeing with it, because that was his first stance. So maybe he wants more information to make his decision. I can't beat him on that. But for me now, I do believe, because I put the hiring of the coaches and all of those stuffs together, so that's why I'm not beating Mr. Speid on the matter, because I think that he genuinely wanted the best outcome of Jamaica qualifying. But I can clearly see that people are fighting back what's going on, because you heard them coming out. It's not like they're in the shadows. They are saying that they don't want this thing.
No, man, they're
saying it publicly. Yo, me no want this. A Jamaica for play for Jamaica. People will think sensible. Them all of a sudden when it comes on, them are sensible.
That's all I wanted to add.
All right, bossy. All right, respect. All right, yeah, man, respect. All right. So I understand where Chris Smith coming from, guys. I understand where he's coming from, and you have to be fair too. You have to look from Chris Smith's side. If a man says something and you not get over it, you can't think he's doing something different. I had brought some more things to him to say that this is the reason why I thought Mr. Speid, I don't think he's the one pushing this narrative now. Maybe he could be true, Chris Smith could be true, but based on the information that I've gathered, I think he's the one trying to, he has his information and realize that what we had can't get it done. So we have to go this route to get it done. And then we have hired people that we believe can take Jamaica to a next level. And those people agreed with my first take. So I have to let it roll. But the others inside there have not gone up to the level of Mr. Speid to try and fail. Alright, because Mr. Speid went on, he oversees U15, U17, U20s. He brought his Cavalier team to several, couple Caribbean tournaments. And he saw the struggles now. So he faced reality. You understand me? So he clearly realized that, these level of players. And also, he's educating himself as well. So he's knowing more about football and realize the difference between a person that has not played professional football to a person that has played football. So education, widen your horizon as to how you will make decisions. So with all of that put together, that's where I said I will time myself on Mr. Speid as to blaming him. Because I don't think the others grasped all of that in the 2 years' time. And I think people would say that is fair the way I'm trying to approach it. I think that is fair. You have shown me enough to say that I could believe in a decision that you have made in the last months I've talked to you. You understand me? So that's why I did not fully agree with Chris Smith right there on Mr. Speid. All right, and it's fair. Chris Smith is my virgin, so it's fair to tell him that I don't agree on that, Alright, so guys, smash the like button, share and subscribe. Get the likes past 100 and get it up to 150. I'm trying to get Jeremy and Miller, and then we call Rico down as well. Good afternoon, Mr. Jeremy. How are you doing?
Morning, man. Good. I listen. I've been trying to catch a program in the morning, but every morning I've been so every time I come in late, so I oversleep, and I've been mad I missed the program. But this morning I set up because I listened to that man.
You can't set up. You never knew that I was coming on because I haven't really done a video in the last 3 weeks.
No, what I'm saying, look, man. I don't know what I've been seeing your show, but I told you, man, that, I watched like the day after, but I can't, you know what I mean? But I said, you know what, JD coming on tomorrow morning because I was hot. I'm heated. I watched that man last night and I was heated. Here's what I would like for you. I know that you are most of those folks who not, you know what I mean, get along, but you are one of the only person who will challenge them. A lot of these other guys, in my opinion, that's no opinion, in my opinion, they're friends. They challenge, they let them talk and don't challenge them. They don't push back. And it pisses me off. Right? If you're going to be in this business, you're supposed to challenge, push back. What do you mean by so-and-so? What do you mean by so-and-so? So I'm asking you, because I know they're watching it. They're watching this morning, because after that interview last night, they're up watching. They are watching it. They are watching this morning. I'm telling you. Now come on here and get someone push back on you. Please, me no one listen. Come over here and have someone push back on him. Just be balanced and fair. Because the stuff I saw last night was nothing but
which one of them? The Vin Blaine or the Mr. Speid?
The Vin Blaine last night. That's just one. The Vin Blaine one we attacked about first. And from start to finish, and 80% of the girls now coming back and say that woman done good for the program. And to hear the man, talk about her and the girls, he's bitter. He's bitter. So bitter. Bitterness.
Okay.
Bitterness. And the stuff that I hear him talking about, right? I mean, someone needs to challenge him.
Yeah, but remember, I've been disrespecting him and disagreeing with him from day one. And you realize this is the only program he never came on. So I don't think he's going to come on it now. You know?
JD, they only go to people who are in line with them.
Yeah, but that is understandable.
In my opinion, they go to Getafe plants.
Yeah,
right?
That's
my opinion.
That is understandable. The problem, remember, I still remain one of the biggest vloggers, if not the biggest vlogger, So at the same time, my voice is still be heard, and you are speaking here, so you can say what you want, and they are going to hear it. So I don't need to mingle.
But JD, let me ask you this, JD, right? How can we be better as a nation, right? If we have not but a bunch of a yes man behind us, right? We don't, because listen, me and you used to go back and forth, So what the stuff that you were saying, I never agree with you.
Yes,
until I see it from my own eyes. Remember, me used to book it,
Yes,
right?
yes, I understand. I understand. That's
and
why.
I start to go back and research.
You know why? Because you have gained the knowledge that I had before. That's why I came to my conclusion at that time, but you just never had the knowledge at the time, and you have gained the knowledge over time. So that's why just a while ago with Chris Smith I said, this is why I've changed my stance on Mr. Speid. He has to prove to me that he's the same person, because such and such and such and such. Because I've used a certain amount of things to decide, oh yeah, maybe I can put out something to see if he will do something different, So I understand. So it's no problem if me and a lot of people fight before, but they came around and said, damn, everything that you're saying is the same, because look at this today. Look at what we're talking about. Last week they were telling me to stop talking about local and overseas, That's what they were telling me, So what is the talk of the town this week? Because I was telling them that this will not stop. These guys they are not happy about it. Obviously some benefits from it, but I just believe it's the sheer envy and the sheer delusional belief in their heads that they're greater than everybody. So they don't want any, and I think it's more of the sheer belief that we believe that we are greater than everybody. I don't even think it's, me need a spot for make me eat a food. I don't even believe so. I just believe that it's just a sheer envy of another person coming from somewhere and gotten educated and can come and do the job. I strongly believe that. I know I might can't prove that side, but I strongly believe that is the problem, you know?
And let me say one more thing again, right? I've been looking at this and I'm watching, right? And the way the man talk about even Monday Shaw last night, right? And he talk about some of the players, and even Lorne Donaldson. He said some good things, but in the end he said some bad things against, you know what I mean, against Lorne, right? The host did not push, but I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, you know, and so you realize these outlets that they go to, right? They go to outlets that allow them to spread their garbage, allow them to, you know what I mean, to give their one-sided tracks. And it show you, in this, my opinion, there's a lot of bloggers out there who I think they were open first, and then somehow they got close to the JFF, and then, you know what I mean, they got tainted, right? Because I listen to every single one of them, and I commented every single one of them. I'm going to start get black.
Jermaine, I'm going to advise you to something, which I told you guys over and over the years. Go back 4 years ago and check what people were actually saying before. Stop saying because they got close to the JFF, why they think that way. Most of these guys said the same things 4 years ago. Know what these guys coming out saying. I've said that over the 4 years, telling you every time. These guys switched up because it's beneficial, because the guys from overseas can donate money to them. They never liked overseas people either. Maybe they couldn't comprehend what I was saying, but I was the only one on planet Earth telling you that this is the only way it goes. But maybe I was the only educated one on this matter, because I was involved in football over here, so I've got to see the difference, and I've played football in Jamaica, so I know the difference. So at the time I was speaking from a point of education. They were just speaking from a point of just doing videos. So I can't even blame them. But now, 4 years later, you should be educated enough now to make a sane decision. So I am going to avoid the 4 year ago belief, but I'm going to watch you 4 years later to see if you truly meant it, because now you're educated, because now you have been around the JFF, you have been around the coaches them that are educated, so you know what the situation is. So if I still hear you saying that you need a quota and you need this, then I have to look at it different. So I understand. I am going to avoid the 4 year ago, but most of these guys, I'm just telling you, most of these guys were saying the same thing 4 years ago. It led me to believe that they never liked overseas people.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to do one more question for you, and then I'll roll. So I had an issue with my first son, and as a father, I wasn't talking to him for about 6-7 months. And I realized that I was wrong. I'm the father. I should take responsibility and fix what we have. You know what I mean? And I stepped forward and I fixed it. When I hear that man talk about the girls, right? I know he's bitter. He's bitter old man. And there's other people in the JFF who they talk about the girls like trash. Bunny Shaw, she not scoring no more goals. You know. What's the last time he just come out of his mouth last night? It was the whole thing. What's the last time she scored 15 minutes?
I heard it. I don't. But Jermaine, I heard it. I think you just once you lift an up and say it's a bitter hole, man. I think you don't have to explain anything more.
But he was trashing her. He was trashing her.
People will go and listen to these interviews after. They will. I'm telling you.
He was trashing her. He was trashing her, other players. He was trashing the English-born players, right? He was just trashing the whole team.
Yeah, but
right?
the man never.
And so this to me is unacceptable. Let me finish.
Jermaine is not the first him said this. Not 2 years.
No, I know what I'm saying. I know. Hear what I'm saying, Jenny, right? There's other people in the federation were saying the same thing about them too. Mr. Speid said it too. You know, the girls them stop scoring goal, all of this is that, right? One thing that I was saying, what's going on? I mean, talk about Amsterdam. Nobody know how much money she gave him. He was just going down the road. Well, he's not the only one saying this. My thing was that if Selena was that bad, I should have run out of this. We don't want your money. Don't come and say, you understand? The stuff that these guys are doing is wrong. He's a bitter old man. Go away. If you're man enough, come over here and I could challenge you. Mr. Vin Blaine, I know you're listening. Come over here and have an honest discussion.
I don't know. I
Open
don't think I
discussion.
want to talk to these guys because I'm an angry human being. You understand me? So I don't have the professionalism to talk
No,
to
but
them.
if they're
So I
man
have to
enough,
give the
JD, if
platform to
they're man
somebody
enough to
else.
go,
I will
if
make
they're
them come
man
on
enough to
platform
go
and
to some
speak.
friendly outlets.
Yes, I will go because you know me. I will get angry. So because
I
some of
understand,
them
but if you're
crap with them
man enough,
talk.
let's talk about Jamaica football.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah,
if you're
man.
man enough to go to a
I will
friendly outlet,
provide the platform, and maybe I will try to get a mediator because I ain't asking these dudes any question because I don't like Mr. Vin Blaine. I don't know him, but I don't like him. And I never liked him
but
from day one, and I said
JD,
it.
so
And it's based
we
off what he
taking
said,
that out of
why
it
I never
now.
like him. I just can't.
We, yeah.
Hope you understand,
It's
people.
not a mediator. The reason why I'd love to have some of these guys over here is right. They can be challenged. I hate to see these people go on programs
Yeah, but
where they
Jeremy,
don't be
maybe
challenged.
because I am too angry, it's gonna be hard for me to deal.
We have a mediator. We have a mediator. You know what I mean? Somebody in the middle.
Yeah, man. I
But
can
to
ask
see
sensible
these guys,
question, but if you left me alone in charge, I might try to
yeah.
strangle one of them through the phone.
The reason why I say these things, right? People who do not know what's going on and hear these guys speak and believe them and start hating Cinderella, hating the girls, don't know what's going on and believe are true, right? What I'm saying is when you have someone who push back and you have a fair and balanced debate, not saying you're wrong, not saying he's wrong, but the people now can walk away and make up their own conclusion. But when you have someone just saying this to you and there's no pushback, there's people who don't know what's going on will believe that.
Yes, I
and
know.
believe that this man is Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Okay, so pretty much you're saying when these other people make them do these things, it is like we are making that the truth, even when that is not the truth, because a lot of people might not get the truth in their faces due to the fact that these are the things that's been pushing there, and maybe they don't have the time to research the actual truth. So
exactly.
They're gonna believe it.
Because everybody don't research like me and you. Exactly.
I got you.
It's damaging to football.
I got you, man.
And it's damaging to football.
And I will agree with you. I will agree with you. That's the reason why they are doing it. That's the actual reason why they are doing it. Because they want to leave that memory in your head. So it's by design. It's not just by accident. I actually agree with you right there.
And here's my one last point, and I'm going to leave. So I remember what the boys did, and they have to take a stand when they went to with you know me or J5. They will take them twice, which I agree with him, and I love him, and I respect him for that. When they plan to boycott the game in a Suriname, if Mr. they call it do not resign, they have it on tape, right? That was like a blackmail and a force. If you don't do this, we're not going to play, right? And trust me, they deserve to do that. They exposed them. What the girls did is very similar, right? But the girls are being prosecuted by these very same men, right? But the girls are being freaking prosecuted. You know what I mean? And they're from hell and they don't want to do this and they don't, you know. I'm just saying though, right, that we on the outside know what's going on. But a lot of these guys are in their ego and they want Lego, and it's bad for the program, JD.
All right.
But thanks for your advice. Thanks for making me let this out this morning because I need somebody to challenge these guys.
And as I've said, for me burning out people for 4 years, I'm just saying to them, you have a chance to change. So if you can't grow in a 4 year, or if me hear you say the same thing after 4 years, I have no more chance to give you. That's the only thing I'm going to say. You know? Yeah. All right. Respect, boss.
Yeah, man. Right. Yeah, man. Love respect, man.
Yeah. Because I don't. Yeah, man. Here someone said I should make somebody else do the interview. It is possible. It is possible. Yeah. People not bothering you and doing their jobs efficiently. Just leave their private lives alone and concentrate on their occupation. All right. Yeah, man, Triple E. So I'm not gonna worry people anymore because sometimes maybe I come off a little bit too aggressive. So I'm just saying I will try to forget it, but I would say. Okay. So Rico, Dan, I was calling you back, but it looks like you're busy. Yeah, so drop a comment so we just go through it. Make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Starboy said the man wanted to vent and he did it. just like this Jermaine brother venting. But the difference is, Starboy, you have to understand that having that role is to remain professional as well, Starboy. So you can't avoid the actual subcategories on each occupation. You understand me? He's a fan. A fan is known for venting. A coach should be known for remain professional. You understand me? So what you have to say about that, Starboy? Guys, drop your comments. We only have 30 minutes, then I have to run out. Today is -5 in the morning, so later it's going to be like -10. Oh my God, I had a suit, guys. Last night I did a suit in my Nigeria video. Yes, man, a super suit. You know, it makes you very warm. But seriously, Vin would never come over here. No, I know that. And remember, he developed friendship with people. So, and I totally understand that. But I am not that dude. I never build these channels to rely on anybody to build my platforms. That's why I could have started over, separate the contents, and build my own platform, because it was always built by me and the people them. One-on-one conversation. You understand me? Maybe others need them. So, but that's the problem. You have to create something like what I have created. So it's down to me. So you can be yourself and stand on your own. You know? So you can ask a man a question. Because I truly believe that a lot of them believe that they are in debt to a lot of these guys, so they can't speak their mind freely. You understand me? But for me, I have built my thing so I can talk as how I want to talk, you know? And I don't think I need an interview to get numbers. You know, I can just be here by myself. You expect me to, you guys know me. You expect me to research and come and give my honest opinion on the matter. You know, and maybe that's the way others need to start going, so they can actually have their own thing, which I'm not going to call a word because I said I am not going to use it for 2024. All right. We come here for facts and spirited respectful discussion. Yeah man. But others can do it, you know, but I'm just trying to show you because maybe it's where you started off from. If you're highly dependent on the characters to build the platforms, you have to you have to always be in debt to them. So maybe that's a better way how to break free. Start making your own voice, and then eventually you will come into your own. Just honest advice to get the space more independent. You know, when you do an interview, your job is to get as much information for the person you're interviewing. Not everyone has the same style and same methods. All right. Fair enough. What was the interview supposed to challenge yesterday? I think people talking about when he was speaking conclusive as to what will bring Jamaica forward. That's not when you need information, because he said it already, so you can challenge those points. What can bring Jamaica forward? The girl, everybody scored right there was Jamaican. False. You understand me? So if you had history, if you had the knowledge, you would have known that no, not all of the girls that scored was Jamaican. If you were using footballing logics, when he said the next part of because the coaches them said the girls were unfit, so they can't pick them, and he's saying that the girls them scoring, so can you not pick them? But you should have used it because he said they wanted to bring them in. That means they weren't there when the other girls them qualified. And when I checked the data, they weren't there when the other girls them qualified. So you could have used that to say that, but they weren't there. So they never got the chance to score the goals them. So you can't blame somebody to qualify when they were the only ones. They weren't there and these were the only ones available. And also when you're qualifying, they categorized it to weaker teams. So because you're highly rated, you faced some Grenada, some British Virgin Island, but when you reach to the qualifiers now, you reached educated teams, and that's why you get 6 and 10 and 20 when you go up to that level, because you need the quality to step up to that level. So I don't think he couldn't answer Juras. That was the invitation for you to step back there. But obviously, I'm going to get angry and maybe say something different from what the facts, Yeah, so maybe that's why I'm not the best person. But you could push back there because there is facts there to spit out, But if you let him continue speaking, he's going to continue to say things and it could come off and the perception could be, oh, that's the reality. So, the only thing Jamaican girls need to do is to get more fitter and then they are better. But that's not the truth. You understand me? That's not the truth. Because no, you could have patched in that to make people see that, okay, that's not the truth. But when you put that alone, that's what people will leave the interview with. The only thing Jamaica need is to get more fitness. Nah. We have fitter players now and better players now at the highest level. They couldn't defeat Canada. They couldn't play a certain way because football is more than just run up and down and constantly run up and down. You understand me? So, Juras, let me know if you look at it different now when I've said that to you now. Alright? Yes, so that's what I think people got upset about. Alright, so we have Juras calling in. Alright, Juras, alright, so we have time. Good afternoon, Mr. Juras. How are you doing?
Good morning, JD. Well, it's morning for me, afternoon for you. What's on?
Yeah, man. You asked a question and I had to chip back with some information. But I'm saying if I am doing interview, I'm too angry. So I will not be concentrating on that because once you say certain things, it trigger my head off. So that's why sometimes it's best for me to do my thing so I can stick to the facts.
Exactly. So that means probably you're not best suited to do interviews.
Yes, and that's why I don't do it.
You'll be able to do it, You can do it, But as you say, your head just magic, your magic head not good, basically. So when somebody's gonna say something, you're going to immediately push back. So in all fairness to Eddie, I've never met Eddie before. I've never spoken to Eddie in personal, but I'm a very objective individual, right?
Yes.
So when you're doing something in that format, it's of my knowing, JD, that you're there to get as much information as you could get from the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you cannot push back. I'm not saying that you can't say certain things and come with certain facts with certain things. If you do have the facts presented and you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But when you may say something and may give a pushback, that may deter the whole interview and run it off lines, right?
Yes, but that's where experience comes in, right? Because you what I've just said, had nothing to do with me getting angry, but that is just to make it deeper, to figure out, let me hear the secondary thought that you had before you enforce these rules. Because I wanted to get more, and the listener would want to get more as to, okay, you never just think of that, they are scoring more goals. Yes. Let me see what else you think from your coaching capacity. So I'm trying to dig into your brain.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and I understand that. Well, let's be fair to the interviewer, Eddie. Probably he never had information on certain things. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't have information on certain things, like, what are you gonna say? You feel what I'm saying? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna adjust in that? The caller just now said he never pushed back. He did ask certain questions on certain things, and he gave a certain type of pushback. But again, everybody's personality is different, right? So when we're gonna come on here and say, we need to, some people channel on them, some of the bridging, everybody's different, bro.
But if Juras, I have said that I am not good enough to do the interviews. So I've already made my point. So I never act like I was better interviewer than them. I said that I can't do it, you know. No, but I'm saying that I told the caller that. But the caller just trying to make his perfect world. If you realize, because of my attitude and my behavior and my knowledge to the football, they would want me to do the interviews. But I'm just saying to them that because I have an aggressive behavior and me can control myself from time to time, maybe I am not the best person to do that. Unless you have a mediator and stuff. So I am showing the person that maybe I am not fully equipped to do it either. You understand me?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying so at the same time, it proves that nobody is a perfect person in the space. So I never tried to take all of the credit. I'm just trying to show you that you're going to get half over a year, you're going to get 5 over a year, and you're going to get the. You understand me? So you have to just pick up what you can get everywhere, you know, and then come together. Yeah.
Everywhere. And as I said, I'm not addressing you per se, no, because I know your mindset and how you view certain things. It's just for the caller, the previous caller.
Oh yes, so German, the great German junglist.
Yes, so not everybody's the same. So individuals with German mindset and German and German, okay, you may want certain things. And even for that interview, I don't see that interview as a thing where, you know, if it was alive, I could say, you know what, you can give a little bit more pushback, but you can see that it was more of a structured format where the man is asking his questions and him having questions there and so forth, and we're moving on.
Okay.
But what Jermaine also needs to look at is that without that interview, we probably wouldn't be talking about some of these things.
No.
You feel what I'm saying?
You wouldn't be talking
no,
2 years me talk about this.
I'm talking about I'm talking about presently no. Like
Juras, me never need, you know me. Mr. Speid already talk, so I would have talked on that and I would have patched this same thing what he said because I did it last week. I did it, me not figured nothing. Him did it, me talk about it last week. Him only come now for me can send the people them for sure say him not change in the last 2 years. Because here the man now him even worse. Because now him get more time to sit down. You understand me?
Yeah, you're referring to Speid?
No, Vin Blaine. But I said I would have started remember I already give Mr. Speid his props of him improving over the 2 years. So believe me, when I rewatch this, I have made my stance very clear and explained why. You know? Yeah, man, but Vin Blaine never escaped, man. He never escaped, man. I never forgot what he said. He just made sure people know that I was talking the truth. Last 2 weeks, because a lot of people through the videos coming up every day and it's like a bill of vibes rather than the actual information. So when he comes back around now, I can point people, say, yeah man, see him say that week, you know, him say today now again. So this man him not lose it, Juras. So me never forget, if you know me and watch the other streams, I know me not forget. I would never forget.
Exactly. Yeah. Just to address this and more because more bring up a couple more other things.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Clear.
Go ahead and pastor calling us. So you have 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. You have limits.
I gotta take less than that. in terms of for Mr. Blaine, as he's my elder and him is my elder Otis brother.
Oh God!
People know him.
What you mentioned school
clear,
for brother?
It's clear that Vin still have qualms with what happened and how things transpired, right? Even how he speaks about Bunny, probably Bunny was the ringleader. I'm saying probably, and this is not JD's.
You can speak freely because he said he confirmed that before. He confirmed that. I've watched all of this man information now, so I'm telling you, yeah man.
Yeah. So the man still carry as my mother would have termed it, and my grandmother, him still carry belly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not agreeing with his thought process, but I know where it's coming from. I can understand where he's coming from with his thought process. In terms of how this whole quota thing is set up, to some degree, to some extent, I do agree with it in terms of from the under 15 to maybe the under 17. You can say, okay, let's focus on our local development here. But when it hits under,
so I say the under 15 agree. All right, so let me give it. Juras, Juras, did you know that Italy ordered 500 kids from outside Italy to come and train?
Yeah.
And a lot of them actually made the Italian under 15 team. They never born in Italy. Italy is a big football country. No, me not done. United States. United, and these are youth 15s, you know. United States, Mexico. Just go on, all of them are youth 15s. And we never put Suriname in those places because you're gonna say that they're small countries, they don't have the players, so they have to take Netherlands players. So I understand.
Yeah.
But Spain,
Same thing.
The same thing. So this excuse of the a youth 15, well, football gone so global. A man I say anytime me can get you, me I take you.
Yeah, it is the ultimate recruit.
Oh, sorry, I used the wrong word. Ordering. Me not have the article and you can read it to yourself, man. And the player them never born in England. But Morocco not doing the same thing, people. Sorry, I used the wrong word. What is wrong with them people in the chat, man? So with you have the information to say that every country doing it at all levels. Would you still stand on that statement of it should be done at youth 15? Yeah.
I never said it. I'm not sure what I said 2 minutes ago, but let me rephrase my statement. I'm not saying that I'm agreeing with it. I'm saying I understand. If that's the stance that they want to take and they say, okay, let's zone in more on the development. I'm looking at development here now. So if they want to say, all right, so under 15, maybe under 17, let's zone in more on the development aspect, and bringing these players into the youth system can add to their development. That I can understand. Do I agree with it? I'm still of the persuasion that, listen, the best of the best must represent. Also, one more point. I feel that if we can get players from England, so England is our main feeding ground, right? We all know that. Everybody know that. If we can get these players earlier to represent us than represent England, it would bode better for us. That is my other point to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the fence in terms of 50-50. You know, that can bode better for us. But when it comes to under 20, man, it has to be professional players are play under 20, Bridget. I was listening to Manningsman program yesterday, and him said something, and I recognize the same thing, and I think I heard you say it before as well when the under 20 World Cup was going on. A professional players, Bridget, a player under 20.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With professional minutes, even some of them that aren't starting for the clubs, they're getting loaned out to other professional clubs. So how much professional minutes do they have under their belt in comparison to us? So that is where I would say that, listen, that quota has to be dropped. But I also understood where Mr. Speid is coming from when he spoke yesterday. When you're going to a meeting and both sides or both parties are pulling for something else, there has to be a compromise. In majority of the things in life, there has to be a compromise. So when him say, okay, them reach a compromise in that, a lot of people look on it and say, no, him do it to benefit himself. Based off what me hear Speid say recently, I'm not viewing it from that perspective that he's doing it to benefit himself.
And if you watch about this video, I share the same sense, but I added value to it. I added what he told me, the hiring of the coach. The coach came out and said, this is what me want. I saw the pushback from the people in the country, especially the man in football, saying that, Anna, that fi happen. So when him come and tell me, say, in the meeting, appear man and say, oh, that can't happen. Me not surprised because if all of the man in football came on Jamaican TV and tell me, say, Anna, that them want. Them fully xenophobic and them want Jamaican players were born in a country. You know it. Me never expect inside the meeting people feel say, yeah, but yes, Mr. Speid, let Mr. Wall did do what he can and get us places. I expected the pushback. So I believed him when he said that based on everything that we have in its totality. So I agreed with him.
Exactly. So and it's important. I notice sometimes Pagan listen when he want to listen. Normally me not address comment section, you know, cause me a drive. But Pagan listen what he wants to listen. Pagan. Yeah, but
Juras, don't make Pastor get him time. Stop worry people. You tell us if I behave yourself. I worry people.
I worry. I just want people to understand, bro. Listen, it's very important that and even though somebody may say it's just like the example with the girls, man. With the girls, a lot of people is from the perspective that, listen, the girls we have to dip on the girls' side, which is fine. But you have to say, listen, when somebody do something wrong or they approach or something wasn't right, you must be able to call it out and say, listen, I can agree with you, you know, and I can have your back. But it's like you have your child and when you go home, you tell your child, say, listen, listen, I have your back, but you know, say, oh, you do this wasn't right, you know,
Yeah.
and you have to correct that behavior. The girls did some wrong things, man. And when some people come out and talk on our platform and on this or Jamaican YouTube space, I'm not gonna limit it to Jamaican because they cover everything. But you know what I mean. A lot of people say, "No, once you don't agree with everything that the girls are doing or everything that somebody's doing, you're automatically wrong." No,
That's the pastor.
let's use our brain. Let us use our brain and let us be objective in how we think, and not only objective, fair. Because if somebody can tell me say you fully agree with the girls, you are wrong. If somebody can tell me say you fully agree with JFF, you're double, triple wrong. You understand me?
All right.
So let's split justice where justice needs to be split and move along, Bridging.
But I think a majority of the people try to give somebody some credit. Only Pastor alone say him not give the JFM the credit, because what Pastor do, Pastor go and find a problem that led to the girls them making that error. So where he should have been giving the girls them problems, it improves the JFF, it caused the problem, and it's a direct reaction from that. So I could even understand why he said the girls them are not wrong at any point, but at least he's identifying that they still made the problem, but it was the cause of this. So he's still technically admitting it, but we are still calling out each individual wrongs. So Pastor the shift his way how he does things. So yeah, man, understand. All right, boss, take care of yourself, man. At the first day back,
listen,
and a -5, how cold it is there?
22 degrees this morning and gone up to 30.
Every day you now talk about them 22 degrees what? Fahrenheit?
Yeah, we know this a baby yeah, Fahrenheit.
Okay. My calculation is not where is the interview with Speid about quota? I am sure YouTube channel. So go there and check it out. All right?
All right, people. One more thing, JD. People, let's be objective. Let's listen. Realize a lot of us.
Listen to me, Drew Ross. You can't. We just a plug a man channel, and now you know people are gonna go there. Yes, try tell the people what to think. Drew Ross, leave the damn people alone. Make them go to think for themselves. That's what we want them to do. To think for themselves. Yes,
but we need to be better.
Juras, you don't need to tell the people what to think. Make them go and listen, Juras. Please, God.
and you see him when I go cuss, you know?
Yeah. Make them go and come back at the next stream and cuss, and then we correct them. Make them go and come back. Make them decide for them own selves. All right? Yes.
And Pastor, FYI, Pastor, don't come on online.
Juras, I take up the time off leave, you know.
And me bring opinion, bye. And JD bring opinion, Pastor.
Pastor, call. Alright. God. Oh my God. Man, I defend himself before Pastor. Come on. Yes, Rico Dan. Go ahead. You have 3.8 minutes and I had to answer 4 other questions. Go ahead, Rico. How are you doing?
I'm good in a JD. I just want to big up everybody. But John know JD, you give me 3 minutes, bro.
No, you know what? Yo, Pastor got this me, Drew. Pastor can't even 3 hours. Yo, go ahead. You see my call back in? Oh,
alright. No, man. I rate Pastor, man. Pastor, I'm a general, man. So I can give him time.
God,
but I think a CC they attack earlier, I think. What did he call the first time?
I did CC.
Brother, CC is an enigma. Either the man make perfect sense and sound like a genius, or him come with madness.
Yeah, okay.
CC na have no me go ground. But yeah, me rate when come with this morning, man. Me rate him reasoning this morning. I have to give him that. Brother, because I think the high schools, I don't think we have enough academies right now to develop the football like we want it to. I think the high schools have to help. And I think the point when we make about basically seeing football as a trade, I agree with him. Like the high schools have come in at that. And it might be that because I think in the UK you have a thing where I forget like one of them call it like, but it still comes to an academy, but it's almost like a scholarship. So it's like you're a football scholar. You get me, I say?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can look on that where a youth can graduate if him
him go through certain football ethics and the technical and tactical education in a high school, and when him complete it and he say, alright, he's sufficiently at the level we want him to be, him can get him high school diploma or whatever, but him basically get something. And me at the point where he make about bringing in the universities, I think that is also an option. So me when say but the under 20s, brother, this day always I gotta come. Because every time there's a youth something, you have some man in Jamaica and them feel like say the diaspora and just not supposed to be involved. And them know say cause them scared because for them parish, them I forget a certain number of players from them parish from them club in this team. Right? And these people, them have a lot of energy towards diasporan kids, but them not have the same energy towards Mexico under 20. Them not have the same towards USA under 20, Canada under 20, Costa Rica under 20, Panama and under 20, El Salvador under 20. Them just have passion towards barring kids who are born outside of Jamaica from representing the nation. And I can't figure out that part there. Because it does not serve us. How many times you go feel I do the same thing over and over and continue to fail? What them call that, JD?
Boy, if you do the same thing, not being delusional, man. If you think so, you can do it over and over. But the problem is, remember, we believe in a fantasy, so even if it happen half of a time, because it never happened, you know what the man was celebrate? Yeah. Them draw with Mexico. So you draw the game with Mexico. Your sister, we can just get up and go do it. So what happen if we learn football? Oh, well, me don't know when you're going to learn football. You understand me? Me don't know when it... Will you tell me about what happened one time you're going to learn? A man come up to you, Rico.
Yeah.
Look how we draw with Mexico and we don't know nothing. So, what happened one time and we know something? Well, we have people over here, so we know something. So but why would you just go for the people we know something? Rico, let me finish. Me just go over. So what happened? Oh, we have people over there, so we know something. So you know what? We only need 7 of them we know something for catch for the one we don't know nothing. And then we have a better chance to repeat it 2 more times, not 15. 2 more times, because the next one when I know nothing I gotta draw down the one when I know something, but it gotta still look better because we can get a few of them when I know nothing start close to know something. Continue.
Boy, JD, I really think you talk and it make me feel away because me like the man them reasoning, brother, the man them level of reasoning is bad. Because them bring up this Mexico thing in a JD. Mm-hmm. I will never forget a brother. I think it was, I don't want to call him name, but the JFF person now, right? And he was talking and I say, yo, remember we miss out by goal difference and Mexico got through and we never got through, right? I remember I call in Pan Ryan program and I said, but you know, see what happened to the Mexico team them. And everybody else say what happened to the man say, yo, when them got the under 20 World Cup, you know, realize that they were one of the worst team in the under 20 World Cup. In fact, one of Mexico worst under 20 team.
Yeah.
So one of Mexico's worst ever under 20 team, you know. Okay. We are celebrating a draw with one of the worst. Jesus, we a problem.
But Rico Dan, remember, so we know a Jamaica alone play on field, so we no business about we no follow up the other history because we have to glorify, we have to magnify over the top. You know, your man, the man say, yo, you know, see all of the goal and we score for the girls them, are the girls them when they fit, are them score it. So you know, realize say all of the goal them we score for the man them from 1998 till now. Are the overseas man them score it. So your logics, I say that's why if you put the girl in our team. Now that's why if you put all foreign man in the national team then, because clearly are them better.
But you see, JD, if you follow for them argument to the logical conclusion, you know, it's still kill for them own argument.
Thank you very much. That's my plate. I may say, them people are really them people we have a run football in Jamaica. My goodness.
You know, JD, me say it again, you see, for them money we in Jamaica, we keep on tell them how them brilliant and them amazing and them this and them that. You see them come a first world country. them are gonna get a humbling, brother.
So
Because
yeah, go ahead. Finish Rika
yeah,
Dan because me gotta say
no,
my word. Remember the Rika Dan from where you know me, what me always say. Most of them people, the reason why them talk like that and women are like when me hear man come a foreign and them run go back to Jamaica and beat at them chest. If you're in a 50 and 60 or retire for go back to Jamaica, more than likely you turn out to nothing. So nobody come tell nobody the
true that.
foolishness. I mean, always burn
I
them
really
out because me know me they I know how hard we have to try, and because of how hard me try, me know say me have to continuously trying to even set a level. So how you just turn up and I come tell me, oh yeah, biggest thing. No, nobody never cheer when you have your little artificial wins. So you have to run go back Fantasy Island. So when you get $20, it seems like you get 50 because you can 50 billion, so you can buy some liquor on the corner and you do your bag of madness. So you're fantasy living. So me not believe them. That's why them cut out any type of challenges because you just cut out challenges of strengthening your mind because through somebody not glorify you. You run go back to Jamaica. Yes, because you want hype with $20. Well, no, with them people that know how to do the thing. But you know, want them come and show themselves because you are gonna get shown up.
It show you up.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, JD.
So now that me I say for 4 years and people beat me up. I that me I say for 4 years now. That's why I stay with me there. Because I keep on learning. Because I keep on being tested. People in Jamaica now getting the test, man. At least we hold to football, but me know it got through the whole entire damn thing. You understand me? Yeah, man.
JD.
Straight up, man.
JD, the man them for the better. And the last thing I want to say about the girl, I saw Vin's interview and I was disappointed because before he did the interview last night, I respected him. I don't respect him anymore. I think when you belittle a man's work, it is the greatest footballing accomplishment in a Caribbean football history. You get me? I say, regardless of me, can say maybe the way the girls went about. Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, man. Where you, man? Mister, listen.
Oh yeah. Like the way the girls might have went about it, I might not agree with them in a JD, but my thing is this. The man went out. To me, JD, he was not going to... Me, I watched the Grenada match. I think we win it 6-1, right?
Yeah.
And even though we win 6-1, I was not convinced. When we beat the damn rep, I think it was 4-1,
Yeah.
I was still not convinced.
All right.
So this man, you cannot compare yourself when you're playing damn rep St. Vincent, was it Bermuda and the other teams, and compare to France.
Frankiness, I can't say that. When me, I've drawn up everything and I watch my eyeballs them and see them people don't even know what them do on the field and the girls them come out and say them know them I do because him don't know him I do. So my identification has some validity right there because them they say the same thing on me as on my channel. You know? But
JD.
yeah, what I don't know. Me give up.
Really, me have my 2 eye and I know what I saw.
Yes.
The football was atrocious. The structure wasn't quite there. But I think when him basically, I say if him was the coach, basically he would have beat Colombia.
Yeah, man.
Me lose respect
Him wouldn't make it to the World Cup in the first place because Haiti would have dust him out.
Exactly,
United States would have dust him out as we have our customary dust out to get from United States. And then Mexico would have dust you out as well. So we never win nothing. No game we never win. I have 0 points.
JD?
Jamaica that come out of the group with 0. The best that draw
JD?
against Haiti.
Really, Vin Blaine's thing has been failure. And before I wasn't going to say this, but you have not done what humans has done, and you have not done what Lorne Donaldson has done. It is like me. I'm not going to bring this up, but it's like I got start do something, and there's somebody where they're close to the top height, right? And me, I gotta say, if I was that CEO or that person, me would have do better. It still so wrong. And the fact say, him a belittle Bunny, like, I understand say you have your personal issues with Bunny, but give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar. She was at the Ballon d'Or ceremony for a reason, right? Yeah. She's the Concacaf Player of the Year for a reason.
And she's a Jamaican
one of
lady,
the top
for a reason, you know?
Exactly. So show a little respect, man. Show a little decency and a little bit of class, brother. I understand say a bit, but you were talking as if you got this big job. You're going to US Virgin Islands. Whether there's no expectation to US Virgin Islands, none. The pressure for win, which for me there, probably under 10 or under 11 or under 12 for me there, is there's more demand there than for where US Virgin Islands national team.
Right.
You get me? I say whether them win or them lose, it's not a big deal. So just me I say Vin, me used to rate it, but just keep it classy, brother. Keep it classy. Don't make it personal. The program is not the program without Stella. You don't have to like her. You don't have to be her best friend. You probably can't stand her. But give her our dues, brother.
Facts.
It wouldn't be what it is without her.
Facts. Alright, so bossy, me have to take me done, you know, but me have to give past the 5 minutes out of my time, so me have to rush out. Me maybe have to crash all my car. Yo, me can't, yo.
No man, nobody do that.
Yeah, but pastor,
Pastor,
I give 5 minutes.
Pastor. More big up pastor, man. I'm a general, you know, pastor.
Alright,
The general.
so me call him back and give him 3.5 minutes, please. Alright, I will link up
Alright,
later.
brother,
Alright,
cool.
big up. Alright. So that is the great Rico done. So me give Pastor him 3.5 minutes. Then me have to chuck out a year because a 1 hour alone me have. You get me? Yes, so I'm done. Me give her 1 more extra hour. So you see me see 100 likes on this video. Me done with you now. Alright. Good day, Mr. Lansley. You have 3.5 seconds. Go ahead. Because I have to run out.
Good morning to everybody in the chat. 3.5 seconds is now up. So let me speak to the Mr. Speid one first. I will say again that Jamaica is the only place where educated people, so-called, because they declare themselves as educated, show up on international space and show themselves to be complete novices. When you would take into consideration what Mr. Speid said, it makes Jamaica the only place in the world that sees development separate and apart from your ability to win something within the same sphere of the development. Because Jamaica cannot win anything using the so-called talent that we have on the island by itself. Because there is none on the island at the level of the rest of the world at their age group. There is none. There are several of them that, given the right opportunity and education, not education like we hear some very so-called affluent people pronouncing the word, that they could get to that level. But there is none that are at that level. We done with Mr. Speid because
Yeah, man,
xenophobia.
So you have to slide
Yeah,
into the
xenophobia.
2 minutes past. I'm yeah,
Yeah.
you know me have to go past that.
Yes. Yeah, don't take out 15 seconds out of the 2 minutes. No. That grumpy old man, that arc, that man from way back when, primitive, ignorant, and arrogant. JD, I made the statement on a program that I cannot say some things because you would know exactly, people would know exactly where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Cedella Marley's resignation is not sudden. And it did not surprise me because I knew it was coming. So Vin Blaine's utterances really confirms what I have been saying, that the JFF singularly has been doing everything possible to ensure that they cut off the ambassador position from the female football program because there's no ambassador position for the male program. And that is why when they redid the constitution, they did not put that element in the constitution because it was always their intention to get rid of Sidela without valuing the role that the ambassador would play. Sidela could never remain the ambassador forever, but if you had somebody to that position with the same intention, nobody has to ask the benefit of the program. We have seen it. Because you have to run, I will leave it right there and try to be available for the next program.
Yes, that's our
Do have a blessed day.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor, and hope all is well with you and the family. Take care. All right, so that was a great pastor, guys. Thanks for another good one. We have chopped up several things. It's a very heated stream, which we expected that, but we have to fight for something, you know. And you know, we can't, as what Cat Williams said, we can't make losers win, you know, when the truth is there, you know. So we have to produce the truth, which is actually there. All right, yeah, man. Big up people, take care. We talked about Vin Blaine, Mr. Speid, the situation with the coaches and all of those stuffs. All right, yes, so you can rewatch the video. I think I tried to explain everything at the start. All right, so take care, smash the like button on your way out and leave your thoughts on the comment section. We will take it up on the next stream. Peace out.